Hello guys and welcome back to my channel, The Casual Gaming. Today I'll be going through a guide for beginners in War Thunder. So I'll be doing 5 tips and here they are. So first up, when you're playing War Thunder or Aviation Army or Fleet in War Thunder, remember to choose your nation. For example, in aviation, if you want to play aviation, don't randomly just choose any nation you want. Make sure you're choosing the nation that will suit your playstyle. For example, USA, they have a mix of all types of planes, tanks, and fleet. So what I recommend is when you're about to pick a nation in War Thunder, when you just start out, take a look through all the tanks, ships, and aircraft to see if any of those are the ones you would like to play as, and they also have many advantages and disadvantages. So that's my first tip. Now, for tip number 2, we head back to aviation here. Yes, so as you're playing, I've seen that many experienced players on battles, take they usually fire so many rounds at the opponents that they start to overheat their weapons and they're not able to fire many rounds later on when they're actually being attacked and they need for defense. So what is recommended is that you take shorter rounds, you have shorter time to take your rounds. So you fire rounds in shorter blocks, I'll say. So you have a bit of a length and then you fire rounds. In that way you get more accuracy in your shots and you don't spread them all out. If you use all your rounds up in one go, you're not going to have much more. Of course, it's not real life, but in real life, it's really important to conserve rounds. So, as per the game as well, do not fire all your rounds and overheat your weapons. Make sure you have many different times of firing rounds. You take a break, like many guns. You take a break and then you fire again. Try and do that. They're more accurate as well. So that's my second tip. Now, my third tip. When you're playing, usually when you have gaming mouses, you have buttons on the side. If you go to your menu here and you go to options, you should be able to find customization of your buttons in your games, but I don't have that because I don't have a gaming mouse, but it is a very good mouse nevertheless. So you can do that to make your planes fly more accurately. So for example, you can configure one of your buttons to make your plane go higher in altitude, go lower, side by side, so that way you can do loops much quicker and in a shorter amount of time. You can make tighter turns to outmaneuver your opposition and get them on the back foot quickly. So that's a really good tip that I would recommend that everyone uses who has a gaming mouse with buttons on the side. What I find difficult without these buttons is that usually when I'm turning to fire at my opponents again, it takes quite a bit of while, and that isn't really an advantage of any sort. It's a disadvantage, as most of you would have guessed. So this is a really good tip that I will tell you guys, because I think that will really improve everyone out there and will make War Thunder a much more fun and competitive game. So that was my third tip. Now let's go to my fourth tip. My fourth tip is to play ground forces, which is this. As we can see, the army here. So this involves tanks here, as we can see, the Panzer III. So if I go to research here, we can see for Germany, there are many tanks here. We've got researchable vehicles and premium vehicles. If we keep scrolling down here in the research ranks, we can see we got the Leopards here. We've got another Leopard. We've got a Belgian Panzer. We've got so many good tanks here that it makes it really fun and enjoyable. Even if you're just starting out, at the start here, you got some Panzers here. You got trucks. So it's really fun to play this. And it's not much you have to do. It's just like aviation. All you gotta do is you're gonna basically click here on the army here. As you have aviation, army, and fleet, you just have to click on army here and click on to battle. So that's my fourth recommendation for you guys. Now my fifth and my last one is to know where you're aiming when you're playing army. Because when you're playing special forces or army, you can't just shoot anywhere on this tank. As you can see, this tank has a lot of thick armor up front here and at the back as well, but not near the fuel tank. So if you're going to fire anything, don't fire it straight up the middle because it's not going to damage it. And plus, you're in the gun right and you're in the sight of the tank here, so they can do a counter shot at you if you're in a different position. Getting the flanks here near the fuel tank is going to be good because that causes an explosion and knocks out the crew. So the crew is really important in ground forces for the tank to be operational. If you kill the crew or you knock them out, the vehicle is essentially dead. So in that way you can fire through here where the crew would be here, or you can go to the back near the fuel tank and try and explode that. Or if you want, you can actually try and penetrate the armor if you have good enough bullets to knock the crew out. Well guys, that was my 5 tips for beginners, and hopefully in the future I will upload more videos of War Thunder, maybe gameplays. And yeah, so stay tuned. Thank you. See you later.